Just to throw in kind of a red herring, I've seen some kind of superficial analysis this week saying like, oh, this is a bad deal because New York Community Bancorp is going to have to lower their dividend yield. And that doesn't make this the reason that it might be a bad deal. The dividend, they were going to have to lower their dividend yield rate anyway because that's what they would have to do. They needed that money to acquire another bank.
Yeah, and the other thing to keep in mind is that, and this is really where that change in the dividend policy came in, is that New York Community Bancorp was sitting at about $49 billion worth of assets for quite a while, I think a year, 2 years, and it was preparing itself to cross that $50 billion threshold. And that $50 billion threshold, when you're talking about banks, is really important because that is the difference between a systematically important financial institution and a non-systematically important financial institution. And once you cross that threshold, you have higher regulatory and compliance costs. And New York Community Bancorp is getting ready for those things and has now gone past that. Well, another consequence of being a systematically important financial institution is that the Federal Reserve now has the right to veto your capital allocation plans, i.e., how much you want to distribute via dividends, how much in terms of your common stock you want to repurchase. So now New York Community Bancorp is in this position to where it used to be able to distribute as much money as it wanted, right? But now it can't, because now you have the Federal Reserve sitting on top of it that's going to probably veto anything that it considers to be excessive in terms of the dividend payout ratio. So that it is a negative aspect of the deal from an income-seeking investor's perspective. But for the fundamental business model, that really doesn't change anything. It just changes the dynamics of its stock.
Definitely. I think this is going to be a really interesting stock to just kind of wait and see what happens.